welcome to Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Good morning, Mr. VAR. I greet you. Edwina David. I greet you, Kehinde, Lenovo user. Mr. Femi, Stanley Ovuede, and Roland. How are we doing? If you can hear me clearly, please drop 111 on the chat box. Just drop 111 on the chat box. If you can hear me loud and clear, drop 111 on the chat box. Thank you very much. Thank you. I can see your text. I think somebody just joined us. Enohokuti. You're welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I see you. Thank you very much, everyone. All right. How was this week now? How was this week? How was this week's How was this week generally and trading wise? I hope we had a lovely week. Feel free to unmute yourself. If you're not in a noisy background, feel free to unmute yourself and greet the house, and
Good
we
morning,
can hear
sir. Good
from
morning,
you.
house.
Good morning, Mr. Stanley. I greet you.
Welcome, sir.
Kuti, is this the first time you're joining us? It seems I've not seen that name here with us before. Are you there? Can you say hello to the house?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Oh, good
Mr. Kuku,
morning.
this is
Good
not my
morning.
first time now.
Ah,
I only missed yesterday. I think day for yesterday. I'll message you later. I'll private shout you.
all right, all right, all right. You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, everybody that joins this class, I know their names, though.
You mention my name every time, but the 2 days I not come now, you don't forget my name. Ah, it's
Are you
well.
serious?
Yes.
Did you change your Zoom name?
No, it's same Kuti, Joy Kuti. I did not change. You're only asking.
Now. It's
This.
Joy Kuti now. This one is another one now.
Okay,
This
that's
is
Eno Kuti. Okay, I use a different ID. Ah,
you see now.
sorry.
You
That's
see
my
now.
native name.
And Kuti, I know. Everybody
I
that
use
joins this Zoom, I sabi everybody.
I can't say the husband on my first time.
Okay, okay,
So
okay, okay.
I'll use
I
the
thought it was
normal stuff.
no, it's okay. I thought it was somebody else. That's why I said let me hear from the person to be
Okay.
sure. It's okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
I greet
But
you.
usually there are always videos. Sorry, sir. They always send the recording after the classes, but you don't do
It's
that anymore.
it's on YouTube. You mean
Okay,
these
so
live sessions, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah, just check YouTube. Check YouTube.
Okay.
You'll see them.
Uh,
Yeah,
okay,
these
no
live
problem.
sessions are on YouTube. Right. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Sonny Blaze, I think you just joined us. Good morning. You're welcome. I greet you. All right. So I hope you had a good I hope you had a good week. The thing is we have our week is always dependent on two things, our trading week and of course every other thing that we had to do during the week, because I know our lives don't just start and end on this chat. It's good to still be involved in the whatever thing you are doing in real life. All right. So I hope we had a good week generally. Hope we had a
Yes,
good
sir.
week generally. Yes. All right. So um today, you know how today goes. Friday, we just go over a few things and look at what we are doing for, the next week. And of course, if we can see something to pounce on today, then sure, why not, right? And then as you can see, there isn't okay, there's 130 news today. There's 130 news today. The news current this week, I think between this week and last week, the news has actually had effect. At least you will see, something will happen. You will see, a push down or a push up, in the news. In this, at least this how it used to be the good old days. When you see red folder news like this, people they run. People they run for a bucket. Now see well, let me say NFP is going to be there'll be NFP release, right? And then it's not as strong as it used to be before. The good old days, eh? Then you hear that there's going to be a red folder news. They're not gonna tell you before you go close your position. But all the same, at least we know how to fortify ourselves for these news situations. All right. So 130, we have a core PC price index, and then we'll see how that affects the market. As usual, what I always say, if you have if you've already placed a trade, and let me say the trade is running, a long time before news, then, if you're comfortable with your position, you can close the trade. If you still believe, your trade can do better, you can leave the trade open and probably secure your trade at break even, right? And then, but if you were not in a trade, if you're not in a trade, and then maybe a few minutes to the news is when your trade is presenting itself, I always advise, right? Because you see, this I always say trading is like salvation. At the end of the day, it's very personal. I can advise you like this and finish, and then and then the opposite of my advice is what works for you. As funny as it may sound, that's how trading works, right? You may advise somebody and finish. The person goes and does the opposite of what you said, and then that's the thing still works for the person. Yes, it's the truth. But I'll give you I always give you a template that is more successful than not here, right? And I'll tell you that if you were not in a position, before the news or maybe a few minutes to the news is when your trade printing itself, right? You can do what? You can just hold off on the position. Why? There's something we call slippage. Slippage is when your the momentum that came into the market at that point was so strong that your broker could not close the trade at, let me say the trade hit stop loss. It can happen for stop loss, it can happen for take profit, right? Let's say it's take stop loss now. So you place a trade, your trade is very close to news time. Now when the news comes up, what happens during the news? Price just runs to your stop loss. Now the momentum that price used to run to that your stop loss is so strong that, let me say, your stop loss that was supposed to trigger here, let me say you placed your stop loss here, right? Since the momentum that came in during the news was so strong, your broker could not close it here again. Rather, what does it do? It comes to close that stop loss here. It comes to close that position here. So let me say here you put let me say $15 risk here. Now instead of this price closing at $15, it goes to close at let me say $20, right? Now, when you see it in the market, right, due to impulsive move, don't just know that this is what we call slippage. Slippage is that the price was the momentum was so strong that your broker had to, due to the fact that it's supposed to close it here, it came to close it here. That's what slippage happens. It happens in the market. It happens in the market. That's why we advise, don't, because honestly, what is the difference between your normal SL that you trade on a normal day and the SL of news? It's the same SL, is it not? But why are they telling you, hold off that trade during news? Because if that trade want to hit SL, it might take the SL to a lower place. Let me say you place the SL here, news was somewhere around here, the trade was somewhere around here, right? The candle was somewhere around here, price was around here. Then the news came and then they did what? It just dragged everything to the downside. So you see how this can affect your account negatively, right? As someone that has been there before, it's always very, should I say, demoralizing, right, when this happens. So that's why we advise. Okay, so let's just see 1, 2, 3 things that we have today. Once again, I can see Branded Ben. Branded Ben, you're welcome. It's been a while you joined us. I know you have been joining us, in and out, but I see you and I greet you. You're welcome. Solomon Tamarami Karaki, you're welcome. So let's just see 1 or 2 things that we can look at between today and that can also help us throughout the week next week. Okay, so since my screen is on this Euro CHF, let's start with Euro CHF now. So Euro CHF. Now we're on the daily time frame when we talked about this buy, but let's leave the buy first, because in fact let me delete the buy so that I'm not going to be looking at that now. I said something that this area is looking like somewhere that price will most likely react from this place, and of course you can see why I say so. Price has interacted with this zone a couple of times in the past, and now after all this interaction, what did price do? Price has now broken below. and has printed some sort of work, some sort of liquidity around that area, which is the reason why if price trades back into this zone, into this place that it left, is going to definitely experience some drop. All right, this was called that, and then you could see this area was called that price will definitely do some sell off, and you can see the way price sold off right from this place. Now I said something, I think yesterday, is it yesterday or before yesterday, that as at that time price was somewhere here, and I said that if we get a momentum break to the downside, if we get a momentum break, because at that point, this leg here, this leg that you're seeing here, the market did not happen. Price was still somewhere around here, right? There was no breakdown yet. But I said that if we have a breakdown, right, and then we leaves behind what's it called? It leaves behind imbalance, as you can see here, that this zone is going to be a very solid area to to sell. You can even sell from there down to the entry region that we are trying to have currently. We can even sell from there to the entry region that we are working with. Is that okay? So this was the sell-off. Okay. So the trade did 2R. The trade did 2R. The trade has done 2R. Like I said, in these current market conditions, if you see 2R, it's not a bad idea, right? Personally, I can even be trading 2R, right? The at the end of the day is that you are catching your pips as usual. So the trade has done 2R, as you can see. All we just needed is for price to break to the downside. You see, there was a sort of there was a sort of as you can see, there was a sort of supports here. Can you see there was a sort of supports there? Price was interacting with that zone over and over and over again, right? So what happened now is that when the support is disregarded, right? When the support is disregarded, price will most likely want to go back to that zone to interact before dropping, and that is what happened. So I won't be surprised if Euro CHF falls from where it is currently. I won't be surprised if there is a sell-off from Euro CHF. So this is a good place that you can sell Euro CHF. Put your SL maybe above. Let's just put it above here for about 14.5 pips, and then you can sell off till this low here. Let's look at 2R. So this is a sell. All right. So if you're there, you can enter this trade. See that after this sell-off, price has gone to go what? On the 1 hour time frame has gone to give us what? Another set of break of through to the downside. So price broke here, and of course it took here. So and then what do you see here? I'm seeing that there was liquidity build up. There was fair value there, and then there's liquidity here. So it won't be out of place if price goes to sell from this zone on Euro CHF. Can you see that? If price goes to sell from there, it will not be a bad call for Euro CHF. Is that okay? All right. So after this main touch, we had an expansion to the downside here, where price has reacted and given another expansion. So 1 hour entry, as simple as that. So you can enter what's it called? Euro CHF trade. All right. So this is there's no need, it's market execution. You are trading it, it's market execution. Market execution, and then your SL, just place your SL above this high. Just do 2R. Today is Friday. We don't like to do too much. You can enter this trade now, and then we see how it plays out. So, okay, so that's Euro CHF. So let's see other ones. I'll just analyze randomly for us today. All right, I'm not really doing that major currencies. I know just anything that is on my watch list. I'll just look at it for us. Okay. AUD JPY. Okay. So normally remember that we had this weekly key level here. This weekly key level here. You see the way price interacted with that zone a couple of times, and I really like to, of course, you know why I like this zone. I can even refine it. Please, if I draw a line on my charts, it's just the same thing as me drawing. It's the same thing as me drawing a rectangle. Is that okay? Same that you're drawing a rectangle. It's just I like the lines better. Okay. So when price gets there, I'll still look to sell. Now, today, before that, now let's go back to the weekly time frame. So I said something that that AUDCHF, right? AUDCHF took what? Took this weekly, took the previous week's low that you can see here. Took the previous week's low. If I zoom in, it's very small, but it took it. It took it. It's very small, but it's actually swept it. Okay. So would it be bad if we look for this high on AUDJPY? So what's daily time frame saying? Now you can see that daily time frame has aligned. The daily time frame has aligned. Let's go to the line chart. Can you see? We have a change of character on the daily time frame. So what should the 4 hours give us? The 4 hours should give us a change of character and of course fair value gap and everything. So I think I called out this zone for us. This is a possible zone. Now, even if this guy does not trigger today, there is Monday, right? There is Monday. But this is an area that I would like AUD/JPY to drop. When AUD/JPY drops into this area, you can look to buy. Let me show you something that happened yesterday. It was very sad, but you see, when we are talking about discipline, you just have to play along. You see that after having this expansion here, we want to look for buys, right? We don't really want to trade sell. But let me show you what happened yesterday. Yesterday came and swept this high, Abi, and then 4 hours expanded to the downside. See, 4 hours gave us what? 4 hours gave us what's it called? Expansion here and a fully bearish engulfing candle. So what does that mean? It means if 1 hour gives us a fair value gap here that we can trade. Can you see? Can you see the beautiful entry that came from yesterday? So you see that these things that we teach, they are very, very rampant in the market, or they happen a lot in the market. So this was a sell-off. So don't be surprised that this traders wants to sell into this buy. As simple as that. And you can see the way the sell-off occur on the 1 hour time frame. I wouldn't be surprised. I saw the sell too. I saw the sell. There's one of my, should I call it like a mentor, that because of me, I still have mentor. People that are anointed in this game, right? So he saw this sell also, and then he now spotted this buy and said, Kai, that he's not going to be able to enter this sell again due to the fact that he's not sure, because price has already expanded to the upside, right? Price already expanded to the upside, so price may lose this sell as liquidity, but at the same time, the sell was still a very nice sell. A very nice sell. Probably if we did not do that expansion, this, let me show you. If you not do that expansion, this one on the daily here, it probably would have been a very good place. In fact, I would have called for us. Is that okay? But at least we understand the idea of this thing, that we have what? We have a daily candle like this. The new candle comes and does what? Sweeps the previous candle like this. But you see that price has not yet gotten to this low. It sweeps this high, but there's still space that price wants to come to this low. So this is the daily time frame. Now, what should the H4 say? The H4 should do what? To give us what? An expansion, or at least in this case, since we are selling in this case, should give us a fully bearish engulfing formation, something like this. If we can have this kind of situation, then it means that we are good for sales. And then H1 should give us what? Should give us a sweep and a break, and then of course it should leave behind what? Imbalance, so that when price trades back into this zone, we are selling all the way till this low that we are selling from here. Is that okay? So that's what is happening here. That's what that trade is giving us. So it was from the daily. It was a daily sweep of the high. H4 gave us what? H4 gave us fully bearish engulfing and what's it called? An expansion. 1 hour now. 1 hour gave us what? Gave us a sweep, a sweep, a break, and what? And fair value gap. That is the simple reason why this trade is selling off the way it is selling off, right? So the trade is currently almost doing 3R, and it's most likely going to hit 3R before the day is over, right? So that's that. That's AUDJPY. So now, after this sell, now at least we should expect that the sell should come and, should come and give way to the buys at this region. All right. Then you can see that the overall trend for AUDJPY has been bullish for a while. Okay, been bullish for a while. And then so let's just see what price does. Let's see what price does when it comes to this our 4 hour order block. We can we can accumulate price like a what's it called? A confirmation on the lower time frame, and we buy. Okay. So that's that for EDJPY. CAD CHF. CAD CHF. Okay. CAD CHF, we had a couple of key levels that we had. Let me go to the daily. So number one, we have this area that any day that price decides to come back there, me and my as how do you call it? Me and my household, we are going to sell from there. And then here too is another place, is another very key area. You can see now, it goes without saying now. See the way price has used here as a what? As a support many times. Then it has now broken it with what? With so much impulse, right? So we just want price to do what? To trade, use here as liquidity, trade back into this place, and then fall all the way to this draw on liquidity. As simple as that. We have built the storyline we want to see. All we just want for price to do is to align. All right. So now while that is going on, let me show you something on the weekly. While that is going on, see the weekly time frame. Can you see that now before we even come here? See why I say don't be too fixated. Can you see that we have swept this weekly high? And where should we come for? Is it not this low? So now since you're coming from the weekly, that means the daily should give us what? Our expansion or fully bearish engulfing, is it not? Now what do we have here? This is the confirmation that we like. Abi? So daily has given us alignment now. So let's see 4 hours time frame. 4 hours now in this case should be your entry time frame. Now can you see that 4 hours given us a sweep and all of this low here has come to take it, and it has also left behind what? It has also left behind a huge imbalance in this market. Can you see that? So would it be wrong? Would it be wrong if we use here as liquidity and then we come to sell from here? Would it be wrong if we do this and then we target this low? I do not think so. I don't think it would be wrong. I don't think it would be wrong. Why? Because the weekly gave us the sweep, daily gave us the fully bearish engulfing, 4 hours given us the what's it called? The imbalance, sweep and break, everything. And now we have a new kind of liquidity build-up just beneath our entry region. So it won't be bad if we say that we can catch a sell from here. Is that okay? So this CAD CHF view. So I have, of course, I still have this main area that is here that I'm going to look to sell from when price comes there. But that does not mean I should close my eye to the current behavior of price that I'm seeing here. So what if price does not come here, right? And then it stops here and then trades all to this low. Okay, let me show you something still on this chart. Now, just imagine you refuse to, when price was still, let me say, somewhere here, this area now that we saw this key level. Instead of trading from this area, we say, no, I'll not trade until price comes here. That's how somebody would have missed out on this trade. Can you see this trade that here? This is another nice key level that is here. But you would have probably missed out on this sell. Why? Because you are too fixated on this one. Is that okay? So that's how it is. That's how it goes. So if this one is giving us a nice formation, then sure, we can look to play. We can look to play something there. So that's my view for CAD CHF. All right, that's my view for CAD CHF. Okay, so let's continue. Euro CHF. Okay, I think I did. Is it Euro CHF? I just finished doing. Okay, yeah. So I said that Euro CHF is looking like a straight up sell from where it is on the 1 hour time frame. Put your SL above the high and then just target this low for a 2 hour. It's a market execution trade, so there's no need to call out anything. Just put your SL above the most recent high and then the low is taken, and the low should be for your take profit. All right, so that's Euro CHF. So what do we have for Euro USD? Okay, so the zone that we wanted to trade from, you see why I said I'm just holding off with this EU, because EU is giving us so many, it's just giving us confusion. So let me go to the higher time frame and show us something. On the weekly, is it on the weekly or is it on the monthly? On the monthly time frame now, you remember that EU started this storyline and finished it here. Abi? Good. So now would it be wrong if EU wants to start a new storyline by sweeping here and coming for this low? No, right? As simple as that. So what's happening now that this month as swept previous month. So what we want now is weekly alignment. And the only alignment we can get now is for what? Is for price to give us this change of character. If we have this change of character, then we can confirm that, okay, maybe EU now is ready to sell, right? EU may be ready to sell. But you know that this week is going to be closing in 12 hours. So in 12 hours, if this candle like this closes below here, then we'll know that, oh, okay, nice. We can look to do what? We can look to trade sales all week from tomorrow, from Monday, right? If this weekly should close like this, then we can do what? We can look to trade when price comes back inside here. We can look to trade all week sales for Euro USD. Okay, and then of course the daily time frame when we want to look for possible entry regions, we have this area, this fair value gap. We have two fair value gaps here that price can come to trade into, that one and this one. So this trade, we'll be entering this trade based on confirmation, right? Since it is a higher time frame trade, when price drops into this, either this one or this one, depending on how today closes, right? We can now go to H4. H4 should give us, another change of character, or the H1 or something, and then we can now sell. You can see that price already breaking structure here and here. All right, but we need it to confirm. We need it to confirm by the weekly closing below this line. If the weekly can close below this line, then it means that we are good to go. We are good to play. All right. Oh, that's a mistake. Okay, so that's that for EU. That's what I have. Okay, so let's see GBP AUD. This class, Friday classes is like you just review the week and forecast the new week, right? So daily, okay. Remember I said that after taking this key level here, right, that price came back into here, and since then it has been selling, Abi, and then the 4 hours time frame. We had what? We had series of expansions, right? And I said that this is the last place that price may run into before it drops. This is the last place that price may run into before it drops. And price is currently in that 4-hour zone. Price is currently inside of this. Somebody's writing on my screen. Please don't write on my screen again. Thank you. Don't write on the screen again. Thank you. All right. So what was I saying? I said this area is an area where price can come back to do one last push before we target this low. So you can see this was a key level. See the way price has interacted with this zone so many times. We had here, price now use it as what? As a support, use it again as resistance, here again. So this is now liquidity. So we can expect price to trade down from here all the way to this low. Okay, so we have Euro CHF and we have GBP AUD. So the two trades are ready for sales, right? So is market execution on this one also. Please don't over leverage your account, right? I hope you know the risk you have, because I don't know what you have as your capital, right? Well, you know your risk per day. You know your risk per trade and your risk per day. You can say, okay, in a day I can risk in a day I can risk sorry, on a trade I can risk $10, but overall in a day I should not risk more than 20. Okay, so if you see, let me say you risk $10 per trade, but and you see 3 positions, this would be exposing you to how many dollars risk? To $30 risk, and it exceeds your daily risk parameters, is it not? So you just have to stay away from one of the positions that are here. That's simple risk management too. So we have GA has tendencies to fall from here. Euro CHF has tendencies to fall from where it is. So let us do well to manage our risk and engage. Okay, manage our risk and engage. Give me a second, please. All right. Okay, let's continue. Sorry. Let's continue. What do we have? GBP card. What's GBP card saying? What's GBP card saying? Let's see. Okay. GBP card is currently just giving us something that I just wanted to share with us. I wanted to share something with us. Now, this price has been very, very bullish. It has been very, very bullish, but then it came into an area and then it's kind of started moving, sideways, right? So what I'm seeing now is that after price, okay, you can see that after price took this area like this, he came back for this fair value gap, and then he ran all the way to TP. So now is it possible for price to run all the way from here to this high? Yes, right? It's very possible, since that is the new fair value gap that price left behind. So 4 hours needs to expand. 4 hours needs to expand, and then we can look to trade. I spotted something else on this guy, which is this behavior here. I don't know if you are seeing what I'm seeing. We have resistance, resistance, resistance. Price broke it. Use it now as what? As support and support, and it has broken it again. And then what did price go ahead to do? It went ahead to print some liquidity build up there. Now, what will happen is, if this trade is truly going to come to this high, when it comes here, it's going to slow down a bit. It's going to slow down. It's going to what's it called? There's a word. Is a word. Is it distribute here? It's going to slow down. It's going to experience some pullbacks at this area. But if this place is going to sell, it's going to hold. When it comes here, it's going to do what? It's going to give you a proper change of character. It will come up with impulse, with momentum, so that you can sell. Why? Because we are coming from what? A very bullish market. So if there is a sell situation in a very bullish market, then price will have to give you a very good intention to sell. Else, you just stay away. Is that okay? Else, you just stay away. It's just a zone that I spotted, and I said, okay, let me see. Let me share it with us. So when price drops into that zone on GBP card, we can look to see if we can catch some sales. Otherwise, you just let the trade do its thing. It may just want to continue its buy opportunities. Is that okay? All right. So that's that for GBP card. Nothing much. But currently today, let's see what today is saying on GBP card. Today, using our candle theory, you can see that price swept yesterday's low, right? So there's tendency to do what? To come for here, Abi. So let's see 4 hours. As 4 hours expanded, let's go to the line chart. Yes, I think 4 hours has given us what? An expansion there. Can you see? Let me just go up. You can see that it's small, but it's an expansion. A V expansion is a V expansion. Is that okay? All right. So what is the 1 hour saying now? Is there a sweep and break on the? Okay, yes, there is a sweep here and there is a break. So there is tendencies that GA may come back to these zones. Let me see, is there fair value gap around there? Okay, there's a fair value gap here. So it's possible that GA can come here to buy before, it goes to this top. Is that okay? So this may be where GA may want to buy from. Oh, sorry, GBP card may want to buy from. We just look at this one using the daily candle strategy, right? This previous day sweeping the previous day's low, nice. 4 hours expanded, nice. 1 hour giving us change of character and left behind imbalance. So that's not a bad place to look for positions. Is that okay? So that GBP card, I don't have a trade call for it yet. All I just wanted to show us is the current structure, and then this place that may hold price a little bit, that may give some sell-off before continuing in a direction. All right, so what else do we have? GBP JPY. Okay, somebody's asking for, I think someone asked for GJ. It's okay, it's USD JPY that the person asked for on the group. So let's see it together now. Let me delete everything. GBP JPY now on the weekly. Remember, I said that on this weekly time frame, we have tendencies to buy, since this current week swept previous week's low, right? So we have the chance to come all the way till this high. So let's see the daily. Now, currently, see something on the daily time frame. Currently, there is no expansion on the daily time frame. I don't know if you can see. There is no expansion on the daily time frame to the upside. Normally, if you go to the line chart, you should see expansion, right? Daily did not, refuse to give us an expansion. But what we even spotted was we spotted price trying to hold with this key level that was here. This place was like a key level, you can see. So price is currently within that region, and that is where this sell-off, came up from. So you can see here that price is now using this place as a new point of interest. Can you see? This place is what price is using as the point of interest, right? You can see that price interacted here and then QZ, and then it has now broken below. Is that okay? So let's see the 1 hour time frame. Okay, the 1 hour time frame. Oh wow, this has already started. This has already started. Wow, this is nice. This should have been a nice trade. This would have been a nice trade. I wish I looked at this earlier on. Should have been a nice sell. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see the idea of key level? So when you have a key level, right? Something like this. See that price touched, and then it went to do what? It went to disregard that zone. Good. When price trades back into this area, what you can do is go to the lower time frame and watch price to do what? Price to do something like this. When it does something like this, it has now confirmed that yes, so I'm ready to still go in that direction of sell that we're going before. Because you see here we're going up now. Here we're doing break of to the upside. But when it does this, it is showing that, oh, okay, I'm ready to continue that our sell. Okay, so this is like a queue. So what do? You join up from here and trade till this low. Is that okay? So that's what GJ just did. GJ used this place as a key level. Here he see it interacted with this point and used here, and then it has destroyed it. Now when he came here, when he came back to this place, you see that he now did what? Let's go to the line chart. You see it clear on the line chart. You see the way price came to clear all of this liquidity. Can you see that? See the way price came to clear all of those liquidity, all of those lows. So that means that this guy now is serving as what? As an inducement, right? And this one is just like a liquidity that is just lying above or below your key level, your order block. So you see, this was the order block, and you see the way price tapped into GBP JPY and has done what? And is currently falling. It's currently falling from that zone on GBP JPY. Can you see that? So that's currently what we are having on this guy. That's what we are having on this guy. So let's see how it goes. I believe we should see at least 2R on this guy before. Remember that the overall is that the weekly was sweeping the low. Remember that the weekly was sweeping the low. So there's tendencies that it might come for this high. All right. So this sell now is just price, reacting off a key level, because when price leaves behind this footprint, it just has to fulfill it before it continues, right? It has to fulfill it. So it's just like it's going from here to here. Price is going from here to this place. But before then, it has some stops that it has to do something. It did something in the past that it has to, interact with those stops before. So when it comes here, it can interact with here, drop a little bit. It's just like, oh, I've given you your own shell to continue again. It has another stop. It will interact with this stop, go again. But you see that at the end of the day, it is going for what? It is going for this place. So when I say, if you see buyers, if you draw buyers on, let me say, the weekly time frame on the day or the daily, it does not mean price will just go in one straight line. No, price will definitely do what? Give you all those small stops you are seeing. Those are regions you can catch some counter trade, some counter trend trades. You see, it can sell from here again. It can come back, okay, sell from here, and then finally it will do what? It will come to the DOL that he wanted to go to overall. Is that okay? So that's the way price moves. So I won't be surprised if there is a little bit of a sell-off here, and then before price now does what? Before price now comes to now do a final what? Expansion. Remember that it has not done a proper expansion on the daily time frame. So imagine it now does a proper expansion on the daily time frame like this after this sell-off. Then you can now continue the buy from here till this point. So I wish you really understand this thing. I wish you really understand what I am explaining. So that's where this sell-off is currently coming from. All right. So that's that. Let's see how GJ plays out. Let's see how GJ plays out. All right, NZD card. What's happening for NZD card? NZD card is nothing serious. I just have this area, all right? So hopefully maybe Monday, or I would like it to be Monday so that this day can be like liquidity to come and sweep this, drop into this place, go up into this place, and then it will fall. Very simple. Remember our trade on NZD CHF now? That's exactly what I'm expecting to happen there as key level. Okay. So that's that for NZD card. USD card, nko. Okay. USD card. Remember that we're touching from this weekly here. Remember that this weekly is very strong, and then overall price is going to buy. See what I just explained to us now. Because price wants to buy from this place, it does not mean that if price touches this demand, that this supply that it has here, it will not give some sell. And people definitely caught sells. There were sell positions here. There was a sell here. So you're telling me that if you caught this this nice trade here that is bad? No, not at all. This was a very nice sell that USD card offered. Why didn't price just keep buying till the high? No, price had some stops that it has to, it has to greet. They say, well done. No, you go greet some place before it continue. I don't know if you understand. So that's what is happening here. So this was a supply zone that I could not just close my eye to. So this was a sell that happened from this supply zone. But I said that if this supply zone should fail, what price is going to do now? I can now delete everything now. And then let me go to the weekly time frame. So weekly now, can you see that we are having what? We are having a new in the line chart, please. Can you see that I've now had a new expansion now? So can you see that we are now ready? Let's go to the daily. We are now ready to continue what? To continue buying USD card. Now, this guy, can you see that this is also key level here? Coinciding with that expansion. Here is also what? Here is also what's it called? A fair value gap. So would it be wrong if price drops into this place and buys? No, now. That is a very nice place to look for buy for USD card. If this thing is confusing, you come and do private mentorship. I've really tried my best to explain this thing for you, but if you still need some clarity, come and do private mentorship so that we can sit down together for as long as possible and we dissect this thing until you get it very well. But it's very easy. It's very, very easy. It's very easy. All right. So USD JPY for Mr. Kenneth Abi. Let's see. This is the last thing I'll do today. So let's go from that higher time frame again. Let's go from this one. I think something was there on the monthly. See monthly time frame. When there's a low that is being swept on the, let me say, on the monthly, on the weekly, and the daily, right? Price is going to go for the opposite direction. If price sweeps the high, it will go for the low. If price sweeps the low, it will go for the high. See here, price swept the high here. Can you see at the end of the day, it vomited price up till this low? Can't you see that? As simple as that, right? As simple as that. So let me show you. But currently, but me, before monthly, I just used to pick monthly time frame. What I really care about is the weekly, and my main time frame I start from is the daily, so that I can take trades since I'm a day trader. So if my daily low, like this, is swept and there's still space to run to this high, then definitely I can go to 4 hours time frame to look for something to trade up to this point because I'm a daily time frame trader or I'm a day trader. So, but monthlies gave us something here. So we should come for this high. Abi, let's see weekly. Has weekly aligned? Yes, weekly is currently aligning. In fact, it's not today that weekly aligned. Weekly already aligned here and currently is aligning where it's currently aligning here too. So you know that when today closes, let's say today closes, that's today, which is the end of the week, closes bullish like this. Can you see that this is also a key level on the weekly time frame? Are you not seeing this? This is a key level. So you see price touched here, touch again. So would it be bad if USDJPY retraces to this zone or maybe even to these lower zones here before it buy? No. It's very, very obvious. And I think beginning of the week, I said that after we swept this low, price is going to come for the high. At that point, I don't even think I saw the monthly time frame, if I'm not mistaken. I said that after we swept this consolidation that we had here like this, when we sweep the low, we're going to go for the high. And that's what price is doing. But at the end of the day, price will come back to it's like a train station. Price will come back, pick some passengers before it goes back. Or it comes back, pick some passengers in this lower region, and then it goes back to the high. Is that okay? Please just follow it slowly. All right. It's patience. Patience is the name of the game. All right. So let's see the 4 hours time frame now. So now these are my key levels now. These are my key levels. This place now is a very nice place that if price drops, I'm going to look for confirmation on the 4 hours time frame from here. Is that okay? Here, in fact, this whole place now, this whole area is this thing. So anything from this 50%, I'll be fine with taking a buy trade. Anything from this 50%. Is that okay? So that's where I'm going to stop for today. That's where I'm going to stop for today. We have exhausted all our pairs for now. So that's what we have between today and tomorrow and Monday. We can start to use some of this analysis for Monday trade. All right, USD CHF is in profits. GBP AUD is still in drawdown, right? So let's see how that goes. At least those are the 2 trades that we have called out for today. All right. So once again, greetings to everyone, and have a lovely weekend. Enjoy your weekend. In the voice of our president, enjoy your weekend. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you, sir.